Actually won the defeat away to Coleraine today. Just give us your thoughts first and foremost.
Listen, I sound a bit like a broken record, but I think some elements of the performance was really, really good. I think we're punished by a clinical team in two moments where maybe we had a lapse in concentration, which we're frustrated with, and certainly we have to eradicate them moments of lapses. But within the game, I thought we were certainly well in it. They put us under pressure, maybe from about 38 minutes to the half, and unfortunately we weren't able to ride that storm. But we can see progression, I think, particularly against these so-called top six sides. We're getting closer, not close enough, but we're getting closer to a result.
Sort of the age-old cliche, but when you were on top, which you were for large spells that first half, you have to score at that stage, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take advantage of that, and I think we had moments maybe without having any clear-cut chances, bar the wee bit of fortuitousness with Kieran O'Connor going through. We picked up good positions in maybe wide areas and didn't make the most of it, and that's frustrating. But again, we're getting into them areas, and our performance levels, I definitely believe, are getting better.
In terms of the goal to put us 1-0 down, just a little bit of lapse in concentration and they take a quick corner.
Yeah, listen, we talked about it, and I think from the corner it was a free kick, and we want our player to not slow the game down, but certainly allow us to be ready and let the game be played at our pace. Unfortunately, we maybe were contending the decision, and that's led to maybe not being tuned in, and then the ball gets played back to the edge of the box with Josh, and he's got unbelievable quality on that left foot.
In terms of when obviously Lee Newell gets the goal about 10-15 minutes ago and puts you on the shout, I mean, is it sort of frustrating that we weren't able to follow it up with another couple of chances, or at least put them under a little bit more pressure in an attacking sense?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we called for. We've called for that, I suppose, for the last couple of weeks, is to have the game in the melting pot going into the last five, and it was there today. We just weren't really able to kick on, which is the frustrating thing. But we were there, which we have to take confidence from. Unfortunately, whenever we're pushing like that, we concede one the other end. We always felt that there was another goal in the game, and unfortunately it went to Coleraine.
Next Friday night, Dungannon at home. We're in the bottom two with virtually a goal difference now, and they're slightly above us. I mean, you don't want to say a six-pointer, but how big a game does that become now?
Yeah, well, listen, they're all big games, but certainly next Friday is a game that the table says is important. We have to do better at home. We will do better at home, and anybody that comes to the Newry Showgrounds has to know that they're going to be in for a really, really tough game. Dungannon have picked up a point today against a really top side. They drew with Coleraine and drew with Larne, so we know what we're going into. We're hopeful that if we produce a performance like that we can now start to back it up with results.
Just lastly, in terms of injuries, obviously you saw Ryan McGivern back and able to take a place on the bench today. In terms of the other guys that are out injured, do you envisage, hopefully maybe having some of them back involved either in training this week fully or back within the squad for next Friday night?
Yeah, well that's the hope. Ryan was back involved today, and we're hopeful that himself and possibly Liam Bagnall get through this week in training. But we have to take our lead again from the medical staff. The two players in question are vital players, there's no doubt, but they've been out for a substantial amount of time. So we have to just be careful with them, because we don't want any setbacks. When they come back, they have to be ready to come back into play.